Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked, where I climb the online VGC 19 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Trying out a brand new team. This team has a bunch of really fun stuff, including, you can clearly see the Lopunny and the Murkrow. It was built by a player called David, who was actually able to win a regional championship with it over in Europe a few weeks ago. So I'll link his Twitter, a team report, and the QR code all in the description below if you want to try out the team yourself. But I'm really looking forward to trying it out. It's got some really fun supporting members, and yeah, I really haven't seen Murkrow or Lopunny being used at all this season, and this team obviously utilizes it very well. So pretty excited to try it out. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Ranked, please share your support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. And like I mentioned in the last Road to Ranked video, I will be commentating the North American International VGC Championships this upcoming weekend. So that's going to be from Friday all the way to Sunday. I've linked information for that in the description below as well. So please come out and tune in and watch the stream. It's going to be really exciting. I haven't commentated a major tournament since Sao Paulo, which was in November, all the way back during Sun Series. So yeah, I'm really excited to be commentating, and hopefully I'll see some of you guys there if you are attending. Otherwise, that's part of the reason why I've been trying to do Road to Rank more consistently as well, just because I want to be able to learn the format a little bit better. So we've been doing decently well. I'm okay. Pretty pleased with how I've been playing more recently, but definitely still a lot to learn and improve in. So we're actually up against Rayquaza Xerneas team. Pretty standard stuff here, nothing too shocking. So let's see how I want to approach this. This is max speed Xerneas. That's going to be really big. I think I'm probably going to want to bring Murkrow here because I can taunt Xerneas, I can taunt Amoonguss, I can taunt Tapu Fini. Being able to taunt all of those is quite nice. I think I'm going to bring Murkrow into this matchup, but not Lopunny. Yeah, because I want Incineroar for the Intimidate against my opponent's Rayquaza. Tapu Koko's... What's this set again? I want to double check. I think it's like Focus Sash, Taunt, Nature's Madness. Wow, that's actually not bad. I'm going to lead Murkrow Xerneas though, with Incineroar and Necrozma in the back. Yeah, I think I like that. Tapu Koko's not bad here, honestly. I mean, you're faster than everything with the Focus Sash, like a Nature's Madness onto Rayquaza or Xerneas would be quite nice. You could definitely justify bringing Lopunny as well. Leading like something like Lopunny Xerneas is quite nice, but yeah. So this Murkrow, as David wrote in his team report, comes out in like he said like 85% of games. It's great for speed control, and with max speed Xerneas, since a lot of Xerneas don't invest in max speed, you're going to be outspeeding them after the Geomancy. Of course, Murkrow can also just taunt things, and it has Haze as well. So one thing you can kind of do is let your opponent set up Geomancy, Haze, and then set up your own Geomancy. So a lot of different ways to approach this game, but Ultra Necrozma here also pretty solid to deal with the Rayquaza and the Xerneas. Although obviously Rayquazas nowadays a lot of them are carrying Crunch and whatnot, but it's gonna be Landorus and Rayquaza. Okay. Not much stopping me from Tailwind Protect turn 1. It's not Scarf Landorus, so probably Z. Yeah, I think it's best to play it safe turn 1 and Tailwind Protect. That way, I don't actually need to go for a Geomancy immediately either. I can just click Foul Play, Dazzling Gleam, and Foul Play should do a lot from Murkrow's end. So I don't want to risk eating up a Tectonic Range from Landorus or Dragon Ascent from like Banded Rayquaza, so I'd rather just guarantee get my speed control and I'll be faster. If Murkrow goes down, then I'll be able to bring it in Incineroar and then fake out Geomancy. Okay, so pretty safe play on my end. Immediately. Might as well just Tailwind. Like, I don't lose much here. And the Dragon Ascent is going to go into Xerneas, yeah. As U-Turn actually comes out. Okay. That did a lot. Makes me think it's banded. I wouldn't be surprised to see like Incineroar come in, or even my opponent's opposing Xerneas, but yeah, it is Incineroar. That's alright though. So what I'm gonna do here is... Let's see. Because Fake Out's definitely going into Xerneas right now. Yeah, Fake Out's gonna go into Xerneas. And probably a Dragon Ascent as well, to be honest. So I could double switch here. Yeah, I don't mind double switching here, actually. I just don't want Xerneas to take damage. The whole goal of this game is to really allow it to Geomancy. So the U-turn place was nice on my opponent's end. One thing I could have also done differently was switched out my Murkrow turn 1 into Incineroar so I could fake out Geomancy the following turn. But I'm basically trying to set myself up for a free Geomancy this game. Yeah. Okay, so we get the Intimidate off here, which is obviously great. I feel like you're really forced to target down Xerneas here. So there's the fake out. Yep, and probably Dragon Ascent. Yep. Makes me think he's banded if on turn 1 he just went for the Dragon Ascent and the U-turn into Murkrow. I feel like that's band damage with Intimidate. Either way, there's a lot I can do here. I think Rayquaza probably has to switch out, as Incineroar maybe Flare Blitzes my Necrozma. So I can just fake out my opponent's Incineroar relatively free. And do I want to burst? Keeping Steel type might be good for my opponent's Xerneas in the back. Yeah, I'm actually not going to Ultra Burst, I think, and just go for a regular Photon Geyser into Rayquaza. Yeah, Rayquaza switches out. I would think Landorus comes back in. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. It does really look like banned Landorus damage, though. Okay, so we should get some good damage off here this turn. Let's see how much Photon Geyser does. Yeah, that's really solid. I think I should Ultra Burst here. Yeah, I'm gonna Ultra Burst and U-turn out. Yeah. Because I'll be able to get Xerneas back in, basically, after U-turning. And that allows for it to potentially Geomancy. Landorus isn't really threatening me here right now. Okay. Yeah, so he's not banded. Okay. I just kind of underestimated the U-turn damage then, but that's fine. Incineroar's intimidated, and more importantly, I get to bring in Xerneas for free and potentially just Geomancy this next turn. I guess the Incineroar on my opponent's side actually could be going for a U-turn, but it's fine. Because I've got Necrozma out now. So we're definitely going back out into Xerneas here. If Incineroar just attacks here and doesn't U-turn, then I think we're in a pretty good spot, but I feel like he should be U-turning out here. He snarls. Yeah, that's another viable option, I guess. But now what I can do is just Geomancy. I suppose if I Geomancy, I'm just back to normal special attack again with Snarl, which is kind of annoying. I'm gonna Z-move Landorus here, though. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to switch back out into Incineroar and Z Landorus. So what this accomplishes, I'll knock out Landorus. If he switches out, I mean, I'll get a lot of damage on something for free. I just don't want to Geomancy here in front of Incineroar, which is probably just going to Snarl me, because that kind of wastes the opportunity. So by switching into Incineroar, if... like, Necrozma probably doesn't go down, but then I can just fake out my opponent's... I mean, ideally, Necrozma actually does faint, so I get a free switch him back into Xerneas, but if not, that's fine. Yeah, so the idea here is I get the knockout onto Landorus, I bring in Incineroar, he probably just snarls, and then I can fake out whatever is coming in on my opponent's side while switching out Necrozma into something like Murkrow, maybe, to just go for another Tailwind. Okay, that's kind of annoying, but sure. Alright, so, yeah, double protect, interesting. I'll edit this animation out, so I'll see you guys after this. Okay, so we almost get the knockout through Protect. Unfortunately, we don't. Let's see what Incinerate. Just opts on Snarl again. Interesting. Necrozma doesn't faint there, unfortunately, but that's okay. Because I can Sunsteel Strike the Landorus here to get the knockout, and then pivot out my Incineroar with a U-turn. If my opponent's Incineroar is faster, that would actually be great. Yeah, because then I don't take the Snarl coming in, but I might just switch in Murkrow instead to get another Tailwind up. Anyway, this has been kind of a long, drawn-out, and weird game because we're both positioning for our Xerneas to get set up, basically. But I feel like I have the upper hand because I have Incineroar, who's able to pivot out right now, whereas my opponent's Incineroar is kind of an awkward spot. Although I guess my opponent's Incineroar could easily U-turn here as well. But, yeah. I do have Tailwind, which is obviously the biggest asset on my side, so the goal is to get that up. This Incineroar, of course, does have Snarl as well, which could go a long way if my opponent Xerneas tries to set up. Yeah, either way, that was a weird double Protect play on my opponent's end, but Sunsteel Strike from Necrozma here should get the knockout. Kind of weird to see Ultra Necrozma going for that, but yeah, gets the knockout, which is good. As I am faster, unfortunately, but that's okay. This Incineroar has actually taken a fair amount of damage at this point, too. I think oops, not Xerneas. Yeah, I want to bring in Murkrow here to potentially get another Tailwind up. Let's see if it's just a Snarl coming out, or... yeah, it is. Okay. Well, I don't mind that, then. What do I want to do here, then? Like, I could just bring out my Xerneas, Protect Tailwind, and then fake out Geomancy. By switching into Incineroar. If I switch to Incineroar here, my opponent's going to bring in Xerneas or Rayquaza. I think I actually like bringing in Xerneas more here, yeah. If I get a Geomancy off, it comes down to who my opponent switches in here. Like, do you bring out the Rayquaza? That is what she opts for. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Tailwind Protect, once again, is the safer play to make here. I don't think I mind going for that, yeah. I can't risk losing Xerneas to a Banded Dragon Ascent. Was that Banded damage onto Necrozma? I mean, -1 doing around 50%? That feels like band damage to me. Yeah, so, I mean, here, like... you could Dragon Ascent, I guess, into Xerneas and you turn out with Incineroar, but then after I get Tailwind up, I can just Moonblast Rayquaza, and I'll have my Incineroar to fake out Geomancy. So, Murkrow setting up 2 Tailwinds this game. But, yeah, that's why the priority Tailwind is really quite nice. So, there's Dragon Ascent. Yep, going into Protect, and I expect a U-turn to be coming out here into Murkrow. Yeah. But, now what I can do is I can just taunt my opponent Xerneas with Murkrow and Moonblast the Rayquaza. Actually, I don't even need to do that. Maybe I can just click Dazzling Gleam and Foul Play. Or sorry, Moonblast Foul Play. Into Rayquaza. Dude, I'm pretty sure it's banded. Is it better to taunt here? I think it's fine if I just attack. The Moonblast Foul Play covers like Sash Rayquaza, basically, or Assault Vest. Yeah, if I get doubled up into Xerneas and I lose it here, that would be really bad. So I think I'm gonna double up into Rayquaza. If he decides to Geomancy, obviously I can just haze the next turn. I think Rayquaza might have to switch out here. Huh? Well, that should just be game then. Unless Foul Play and Moonblast doesn't get the knockout, and Dragon Ascent knocks me out in return. Yeah. Wow, okay. Because now what I can do is just taunt the Xerneas and Geomancy. If you fake out Murkrow, then I get my Geomancy up. If you fake out Xerneas, then I'll just haze the next turn, and then I can fake out Geomancy. So yeah, Murkrow's actually putting in a lot of work right now, because it makes my endgame against the Xerneas a lot more comfortable. But yeah, I was never going to not target Rayquaza there, especially because I suspected it was banded. I mean, but even still, like, Murkrow gives you a pretty good answer, actually, against Xerneas, which is hilarious. So yeah, I'm just going to taunt Xerneas and Geomancy here. yeah, we're in a really good spot right now, I think. Especially because I've got Assault Vest and Incineroar waiting in the back as well, so that, you know, that has Fake Out, that has access to Snarl, so even if we're speed tying, I can get the special attack drop on Xerneas. So Fake Out's gonna go into Murkrow. Okay, so I think we probably just trade Geomancies here, but that's fine with me. Yeah. And if my opponent doesn't Geomancy for some reason, that would be very odd. I could have maybe just Dazzling Gleamed here, because I could Haze next turn. Gleam might have actually been nicer. Oh, but he just Moonblasts, or she just Moonblasts, excuse me. Weird. No special attack drop, so that should effectively seal this game up for us, because we can just taunt the opposing Xerneas and Moonblast the Incineroar. So yeah, Murkrow actually putting in a ton of work in its debut game, which I'm really happy about. Setting up 2 Tailwinds for us, putting on pressure against Xerneas with the taunt and with the Haze. And I can definitely see why it is a strong Pokemon on this team. Yeah, so no reason not to taunt there. I just want to ensure that I knock out Incineroar here, because it's obviously a bigger threat with Snarl, and Xerneas at neutral isn't going to be doing much. I mean, I think my opponent has to hope for a crit there, but yeah, he goes for a Geomancy. And so Murkrow really being the MVP of this game, completely shutting down and giving me the advantage basically early on. So very, very nice. Very happy about that. I wanted to feature Murkrow, and obviously he did a fantastic job, so props to you, Murkrow. Alright, we're going to find our second opponent of the day running a what the heck is going on. That's all I have to say. There's a Now Ego, there's a Palkia, which I got obliterated by a few episodes back, a Ferrothorn, a Smeargle, okay. Very interesting. What the heck do I do? That could be Trick Room Palkia, or Trick Room Now Ego even. Doubt it, but you never know. I mean, obviously Xerneas has an incredible matchup here, so my opponent's probably bringing both Ferrothorn and Now Ego. So I'm definitely bringing, obviously, Necrozma and Xerneas, just who else? I feel like obviously I need Incineroar here. Do I need Murkrow this game? I wish I knew if Lopunny's return, like how much it does. Double checking the moveset right now. It does have Encore, which is interesting as an option. What's Coco's moveset here again? Sash. Light Screen. Thunderbolt, Nature's Madness. I want to lead Necrozma for sure. Incineroar Necrozma seems like a decently safe bet. You know what? No, I'm gonna go with Murkrow Necrozma with Incineroar and Xerneas in the back. Coco's not that great here. I actually think if I had returned maxed on Lopunny, if this were in a QR team, I would probably bring Lopunny, because it has low kick pressure against the Ferrothorn. It'll be faster, and you can get fast returns off against Palkia and Rayquaza. So, yeah, kind of sad I'm not bringing it here, but I don't think returns damage is accounted for through QR code teams. Which is a major downside, because I really wanted to feature it. But I'll try to get the team in game. So it's Incineroar Palkia. Okay. Is it Trick Room Palkia? Could be like Z as well, obviously. I mean, what's stopping me from double switching here into Incineroar and Xerneas, right? I'm just gonna go for that, honestly. And then I can just fake out Geomancy the next turn. Yeah, I guess I don't really know what to expect from this Palkia. It could be Watarium Z, could just be like Specs or Life Orb. Either way, I feel like the fake out here should go in. Actually, I don't know who you fake out with Incineroar. I would think Murkrow, just because it can be kind of a nuisance with Tailwind and Taunts. But it actually just U-turns out, and it does actually look like Trick Room coming up. Wow. Ferrothorn coming in? Expect Ferrothorn, but maybe even Rayquaza. Either way, it's definitely Trick Room, because Palkia is not going to be slower than Incineroar. Huh. Interesting. Yep, Ferrothorn. Okay. That made this game a lot more interesting. Ferrothorn obviously wants to protect itself from a Flare Blitz. I could even see my opponent just hard switching back out into Incineroar with Ferrothorn and trying to knock out Incineroar. I should survive a Gyro Ball. This is kind of risky, but I think I'm actually just going to outright attack the Palkia here and switch Incineroar out into... Go ahead and into Crowsman here. Yeah, my Trick Room matchup is pretty sketchy. I should have taunted Palkia turn 1. Yeah, Ferrothorn protected. Okay. Expecting a water type attack. Yeah. What the heck? Oh, okay. I was like, that should not be knocking me out. Jeez. And we don't knock out Palkia either. Okay. That is such an unfortunate crit, man. But what can you do? What do I want to do here? I still win this game if I, like, okay, Ferrothorn, I don't think my opponent just gives up Ferrothorn here, because that paves the way for Xerneas to just get set up. So I can see it switching out into... Like, I could even Geomancy under Trick Room, which actually isn't a crazy play. Huh. Yeah, I'm really considering attacking Palkia with Incineroar. I don't know if a U-turn knocks it out, that's the thing. It's obviously bulky. I don't think it will. Like, I actually want to fake out Palkia and just Geomancy here. It's kind of reckless. I don't know if I agree with that. Let's see if Ferrothorn switches out. It stays in. I guess it's too risky, but I could have just obviously protected Xerneas and Flare Blitzed the Ferrothorn. Okay. Yeah, I thought honestly it was definitely a possibility for the Ferrothorn to have switched out there. I don't know. I mean, if I protect Flare Blitz there, it's obviously the best play, but I lose a lot of... Like, Ferrothorn could so easily switch out into Incineroar, and you could just Hydro Pump my Incineroar. And I feel like Protect Flare Blitz is just such an obvious play. Like, I don't really regret making that play. There's still 2 turns of Trick Room, which is the problem, though. Now Protect Flare Blitz is so obvious. I should survive a Hydro Pump, though. I don't want to protect with Xerneas here, yeah, because I think Ferrothorn really has to protect. I don't know about that play, though. Okay, Ferrothorn did protect. If U-turn knocks out Palkia, we're still in this, but I don't know if it will. Okay, it did. Or it did. It did. Because that means we will have fully set up Xerneas. Because I can protect this next turn. That's so frustrating, though. Yeah, I mean, I really could have just Flare Blitz protected, but that just seemed like such an obvious play. Okay. So, last turn of Trick Room. My opponent gets to bring in something. The thing is, Extreme Speed from a Rayquaza in the back might also just knock out my Xerneas. Depending on its item, I'll be able to Intimidate it once, but that's it. Yeah, there's Rayquaza coming in. The thing is, Foul Play is actually doing a ton of damage to things. So I'm going to protect, obviously, with Xerneas here. Yeah, foul play should two-shot Rayquaza. I don't know if I like that play, actually. I think it would have been better to protect Xerneas and have switched in Incineroar, so I could fake out the next turn. We'll see if he opts Extreme Speed. He should be. Yeah. He's just gonna Seed Murkrow. Okay, that's fine. I might have to actually switch out Xerneas into Incineroar, as counterintuitive as that seems. Wow, foul play was such good damage there, though. Jeez. Reason being is I might need Xerneas to get a Moonblast off against my opponent's Incineroar. As much as it pains me to do this, I'm actually going to switch out Xerneas. Yeah. Because I think you have to Extreme Speed it here. I guess, theoretically, you could just Gyro Ball Xerneas and Dragon Ascent Murkrow. Also, interesting decision to have locked into... The fact that it's Extreme Speeding makes me think it's Choice Banded. That's also part of the reason I want to switch. Because Tailwind was up, or sorry, Trick Room was up, so the Rayquaza would have been faster than my Xerneas under Trick Room. Yeah, and there is an Extreme Speed, okay. Wow, it actually targeted Murkrow. I suppose that makes sense, because you're going to Gyro Ball here. I wonder if it's a double up into Murkrow. No, okay, I was gonna say, that would be such a ballsy play. Another crit. Okay. See, the problem is that I don't have Berry Incineroar. That's kind of frustrating. I mean, I think I end up losing this one. I think my opponent should just Gyro Ball Murkrow and fake out Incineroar. Man, those crits really hurt. I don't really know what to do, honestly. I think U-turn with Incineroar is the correct play there. But I didn't know who was faster between Incineroars. Maybe go for a fake out of my own? I don't know. Oh, I upped it to Leech Seed, though. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, the problem is I don't have my Berry here. I don't think I was gonna win an endgame against the Incineroar and the Ferrothorn, though, because I don't have enough damage against Incineroar once Xerneas goes down. What I would have needed to do to have a chance was to have gone for a double protect. No, even if I get a double, then and I knock out Rayquaza, you just switch an Incineroar. Losing Necrozma the way I did was just unfortunate, because it has Earth Power, which hits Incineroar for super effective, and it can outspeed Rayquaza and switch into extreme speeds. So, yeah, that was a really unfortunate crit, but what can you do? I mean, here, Ferrothorn should protect. Maybe that's my one chance then. I need a U-turn here, and... I guess I'll Tailwind. Ferrothorn doesn't protect here, I lose though. But yeah, okay, it does. So the idea is I get an Incineroar and Xerneas, and I'll be able to Flare Blitz the Ferrothorn. But yeah, the downside is here, not having the Berry really hurts me. If I had it, maybe I'd have a chance. Also, my opponent might just target down the Incineroar slot. My Incineroar slot. Like, actually, there's no reason to target down Murkrow, so... This wasn't a great play, because I actually ended up being faster. But there's no way really around out this. Yeah, that should go into Xerneas. Yeah, that's gonna be game, unfortunately. If I had a berry, then I actually could have won this because I'd have Intimidate advantage against my opponent's Incineroar, but without the berry, I end up losing. Yeah. I mean, Assault Vest is great on this Incineroar, though, don't get me wrong. I think I'd probably still end up losing even with the berry, but I would at least have speed advantage. I'd knock out Ferrothorn and I'd heal all the way back up, but my opponent would just have more HP overall anyway. So, yeah, unfortunate game. I mean, Trick Room Palkia was great. I had the opportunity to taunt turn 1, but I didn't think... Well, I mean, I suspected it might have been Trick Room, but I felt like I wasn't worried enough about it, I guess, and I really could have played better around that. Yeah. Like, Murkrow ended up not being the best Pokemon to bring into this matchup, unfortunately. Obviously, there was the one turn where I could have just protected Palkia and Flare Blitzed. And, yeah, if I had a berry here, I'd heal all the way back up. My opponent's Incineroar would be Flare Blitzing. Oh, actually, I would, yeah, get KO'd by Rico anyway, so that doesn't end up mattering. Yeah, so ultimately, I could have played a bunch of things differently. Let's see, my opponent, led Incineroar Palkia, so... If I just led, like, Incineroar Xerneas, I don't even know how my opponent stops that, to be honest. So that definitely could have been an option. Yeah, the crit was hard, made the game a lot harder, but I could have taunted Palkia turn 1. That's one thing I maybe would have done differently. Otherwise, I didn't have a good endgame against, Band Rayquaza plus, Ferrothorn and Incineroar, unfortunately. Yeah, also, not getting the knockout on Palkia with Moonblast was really unfortunate. I don't know what the EV spread is on my opponent's Palkia. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Thank you for watching. Go check out the team and try it out yourself if you want to. Some really fun games today, even though we took a loss. And overall, definitely a lot to learn from. So yeah, we'll hopefully be back better and stronger in the next one. But ultimately, this game, I mean, like, if we don't get crit there, this becomes an entirely different game. Because I have another Pokemon to stall out Trick Room with, and Necrozma can hit the Incineroar for super effective with Earth Power as well. So, I don't think it's like the crit made or break the game, it just made it a lot harder for me to win afterwards, because suddenly I'm playing down a member in Trick Room. But of course I could have switched out into Murkrow instead of the Necrozma, so that's maybe something I could have done differently as well. I think I just like underestimated, one, I didn't think Hydro Pump would do nearly enough, and two, obviously the crit was a risk by switching in. So, yeah, fun ones though, and yeah, thanks for watching, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Alright, peace.